practice now. You guys are about a week out, or I guess you're about a week out from the first game. Just preseason camp, how do you think it went?
Yeah, well, still kind of in that preseason mode. First exhibition game on Sunday. I know we're looking forward to getting a chance to play against somebody else other than our own guys each and every day, and just continuing to try and build over the last couple weeks of the fundamentals and what we want to do offensively and defensively. But I know on Sunday we'll be excited to play.
Did you get what you wanted out of the weekend?
In terms of
playing basketball?
always lessons to be learned each and every time you step on the floor for whatever that may be.
Yeah, without specifics, I guess, of how your scrimmage against another team went, just what are a couple of things that you were pretty happy about, just in general, maybe with that, and also what you've seen from the practice?
I think one of the things that each and every day, whatever the situation may be, we go back, we look at the film, try and see where each guy as an individual is progressing, where we think he can improve upon, and then ultimately as a team, where are we getting better and what do we need to do to improve upon. And each and every day that we've come in here, we found different things in both those categories. So we're going to keep trying to build those things, and now that we get to play against another team here over the next few weeks, a little more scouting becomes involved, and at the same time as evaluating what you do really well.
Some of the question last year was about the want to with this team. Did they really want to compete in some of those instances they were in? Are you sensing that right now, 3-4 weeks into this, that this is going to be an entirely different season from that standpoint, that these guys, and for a lot of them, their urgency is there. They're getting on in their careers. It's time to produce. Just, do you see that? Have you sensed that so far?
Well, I think the more experience you get, the more you learn. And having an opportunity for these guys to kind of get put in situations at an early stage of their careers, we're trying to take the next step. And for these guys to understand that, careers happen by quickly, seasons go by quickly, and trying to take advantage of different opportunities, and having that type of experience, especially as young as we were, we want to use the lessons learned, to take it to another step for us.
Is this week different than the other weeks of the preseason, if you can call it that, and that you can practice in preparation for somebody? Does that change anything that you guys do this week, or do you keep practicing how you have the last few weeks?
I think we're going to continue to focus on ourselves, how we're going to get better, and then I think as you get a little bit closer, you're going to look in to see who you're playing, the type of style that they're going to play, what we need to maybe look for. Now it is their first game as well too, so from a standpoint, it's going to be a little bit of adjusting on the fly and really making those type of decisions. But I think that when you play in these type of opportunities and games, you want to play really well, you want to play really hard, and have that build towards that first game at the Naval Academy.
Piggybacking on Steve's question, last year you guys had a lot of young guys you had to incorporate. The season happened the way it did, and a lot of those young guys are gone. This year you guys have filled with more young guys. How is this season going to be different? What indicates to you that this won't be the same results, I guess?
Well, we're hoping that, as I mentioned before, the experience that those guys gained, understanding what it takes to win, understanding what it takes to, in the preparation and in the process. It is a process, from getting to one point to another point. So for our guys, especially our freshmen that have come in, they've done a nice job with everything we've asked them to do, and they've done a really nice job in fitting into who we are and how we want to play.
Do you lean on the veteran guys to keep the younger guys, I don't know if engaged is the word, but not have them lose focus maybe, or whatnot, like the guys last year?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Just like, do you lean on some of the veteran guys that you mentioned to keep at media day they were saying that maybe some of the guys lost focus towards the end of the year as the season kind of spiraled a little bit?
It's a long season, especially when you got a lot of young guys and they're going through for the first time. It does take its toll physically and mentally in different situations, but kind of going through that. But in terms of our older guys, we want those guys to set the standard for us, and we want them to set the tone in how we do things and how we want to play and how we want to, our basketball program to things to be done. So for us, having these young guys come in, giving energy, doing what they do, playing to their strengths. But, we'd like to have the guys, the upperclassmen, having one senior now, Mark Loving. We want those guys to make sure that we're doing what Coach Motto wants us to do.
Greg, what have you seen from Jaquan in terms of his just sort of development as a point guard. Some guys are saying he's maybe a little more vocal in this training camp than maybe he was last year. So what have you seen from him?
Well, I think he has a little bit more of an understanding how to play the position in terms of what it takes to do that at the college level. There's definitely an adjustment from the high school to college level, and for him, having that year experience, but also just sort of mentally understanding why certain things happen and trying to put himself in the right position. So we're going to continue to try to educate him on the game and how to play that position, but he has made some strides in playing that position.
The guys we've talked to throughout the preseason, guys have been banged up here and there, and I know I think Mark was sick last time. How are you guys coming through this week? Are you guys full strength? How's everybody all right?
Yeah, I think when you go through this and you're banging and competing every single day, you're going to have those nicks and bruises. And our guys have been in and out a little bit, but we're getting closer and closer to getting to where we want to get to. And for the most part, we really like where we are.
And when we heard from Thad a couple weeks ago, and he said that obviously all you guys as assistants share responsibilities, but he said that Chris is going to handle a lot of the offense. I think he said you're going to handle more of the defense than maybe you have in the past. Just wonder how that's going. I mean, is your workload much different than it's been the last couple of years here? Are you being asked to do anything differently, or?
Well, I think working with Chris, we actually came in together, and we were here the first 2 years before his next opportunity, and for us, we're really close and talking all the time, and I think the staff is really connected in terms of how we want to do things. So the familiarity with Chris. Coach Mata, Coach Dickerson, myself, we've been together before for several years and know each other really well, not just on the court, but as people. So I think that's really helped us out.
Have you had to do much differently than maybe you did last year? Or just in terms of responsibility, or what you're specifically honing in on in practice? Yeah,
I mean, I think Chris is, I know Coach touched upon that a little bit, and, shifting over to the other side of the ball is, something that's, trying to help out and focus in on and make sure that, we're playing Coach Mata's system.
One last thing. The young guys individually, I don't know how much you want to say that you expect them to play, but anybody who you feel is really pushing for that rotation and maybe what they've accomplished so far in the first month, I guess.
Well, I think each guy is different and brings something different to the table. And I think the more you get a chance to see these guys in practice, you can kind of see who's making the adjustments, who's picking up the system. And I think it's a real benefit for us to play these exhibition games. To play this game on Sunday will give us an opportunity for these guys to not only play in front of a lot of people, but kind of see where they're at. And I think that will kind of help determine as we go down the road who can contribute in what way and what their role will be. But they've all done a nice job, and we're looking forward to seeing what they can do on Sunday.
All right, score prediction tonight?